guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about losing weight. It's a controversial topic. A lot of people are against it, talking about love yourself. I mean, you can't love yourself if you're unhealthy. You got to be honest with yourself at a certain point. But it's my journey and my experience personally. I mean, if you've watched the videos since the very beginning onwards, you can see how over time I've lost the weight. My face looks slimmer. I look healthier. Can't go wrong with being healthier. So this video is just going to be about my experience with it, where I started, how I ended up, and so on and so forth. So just to start off with weight loss, it's a lot of people make it a numbers game. When your objective shouldn't be to make it a numbers game. Make it about your health. So for me, I've tried to lose weight since I gained a lot in about 2017, I believe. So it's been about a couple years. Every time I would lose weight, be it 5, 10, 20 pounds, I would immediately gain that weight back within what seems like a few days, but it's probably like a week or two. I would immediately gain that weight back and then some. So every time I was losing weight, I was gaining back way more. And no progress was being made. And that really bothered me for a long time, and it ultimately undid a lot of the motivation that I had to lose the weight. So then I'd lose more. I'd gain more and more and more. Until the day came that I realized, I was like, you know what? I am not gonna make this about the number. I'm gonna make this about my health. I know where I started at. And I know that if I eventually make it about my health and I make the right dietary decisions, I make the right physical decisions, that number is going to go down by itself. But it's just a matter of focusing on my health. So what did I do? One, over the last 6 months, I started out the weight loss journey in about June, and right now we're at the end of December, so about 6 months. The way I did it was I signed up to work at a place that was physically demanding. One, I'm over there slinging all the weight. The dog food, the cat litter, the cans for the food, depending on the aisle I'm working on. And I'm also walking a lot. So right off the bat, my occupation pushes me to work physically, to walk and do all those things, which by the way has a stupendous impact on you. I don't know if that's a word, but it has a crazy positive impact on you. And for me, in a short period of time, within about 2 or 3 months, I started to notice that the jeans I was wearing were sliding or slipping off. Because for the last several years, I haven't worn a belt. Why? Because my gut did all the work for me. As embarrassing as that is to admit, it is what it is. My gut did a bulk of the work for me in terms of keeping my pants on, and I've never had to wear any belts. So my pants started sliding off, so I would fold them. And then it worked out, it stayed, and then even after a certain amount of time, it would slide. And it got to a point where it was so frustrating, I just had to get a belt. And now I'm actually happy about it. I'm like, right. Once I realized that the weight is coming off, I was more than ecstatic. Now, I lose all that weight. I'm wearing a belt now. I go from wearing a 34 waist back down to a 32 when I was considering pushing it up to a 36. It was crazy. One of the things I realized that although it did help to be in a physically demanding occupation. Some people would go to the gym, but I couldn't bring myself to go to the gym. Like, with what I have on my plate, you'd have to pay me to go to the gym, otherwise I won't be there, so that's why I chose work. But what was interesting was my diet only changed slightly. Like, I was still eating chocolates, got a phenomenal sweet tooth, by the way. My food stayed the same, I didn't really change much. And I lost the weight just from being in a physically demanding occupation. That's something you can consider. If you have the motivation to go to the gym, go to the gym. If you need a little more incentive, for me it was just getting paid. So I had to go work. I went and worked. But it will push you forward leaps and bounds. I was a person that thought I could never lose weight after I gained it. I thought it was impossible. I made every excuse in the book talking about I tried everything, talking about metabolism, whatever it might be, to justify being overweight, damn near obese. So all I have to say is be intentional about wanting to lose the weight. Don't make it about the number, make it about your health. Be more active. Obviously, clean up your diet, because the more active you are, subconsciously you just feel like you want to eat cleaner food. So there were times I would switch the chocolate with bananas, for example, or other fruits. And then there's other, like right now I eat chestnuts from time to time. They're delicious. It's eating healthy for me was a byproduct of taking care of my physical health by going out more, walking more, biking more, and so on and so forth. So after you set up your routine to lose the weight, that's really all you're gonna need. The only thing you have left is to just be consistent. One of the things I would suggest that really worked for me was do not weigh yourself every day. Do not weigh yourself every week. Don't get caught up in that trap of making it about the number and constantly weighing yourself, because that's the easiest way to discourage yourself. And that's how it was for me for years, until I realized I don't need to weigh myself. I can weigh myself once a month, that's fine. From 1 month to the next, you're gonna see progress. Now I'll be honest with you, there were times where I was stagnant. My weight didn't change after 2 or 3 weeks. Did that discourage me though? It didn't. Because when I looked at myself in the mirror, I saw my face getting slimmer. When I looked down, I saw that my gut was no longer there. And I could see what's directly under me. That was leaps and bounds for me. So I started being less concerned with the number. I'd still weigh myself from time to time because I have a goal that I want to reach. So far, I've lost about 25 pounds over the last 6 months. Some people might look at that and be like, well, that's really slow. I want to lose 30, 50 pounds in a month or two. But what you need to understand is I've lost weight really fast before. And how long do you think I kept that weight off for? Not very long. It was back within a week, I would argue, or maybe 2 weeks. So there's also another saying. There's a saying that goes, slow and steady wins the race. So as long as you're just committed over a period of time, that weight will come off. And now it's one of those things where I can technically eat whatever I want. I can eat cake, I can eat a sandwich, I can eat a shawarma, whatever it might be. And I'm not concerned about it because I'm not gonna gain that weight back. So stick to that and stay in your own lane. You don't want to compare yourself to other people because you are not those other people. That is only going to work against you. Some people feed off of that. They feed off comparing themselves based on what others are doing. That's fine. But for a majority of people, that's not the case. Stay in your lane. Focus on what you want for yourself in terms of your weight loss journey. You don't have to lose weight really fast. Just make the overall positive decisions and it'll eventually add up to you losing all the weight. And that's about it. Take your time. Life and our objectives that we want to accomplish is treat it as a journey as opposed to a destination. Like I'm losing weight now. I'm obviously not going to lose weight forever. That's going to be counterintuitive. But I'm eventually going to get to a healthy weight. And then I'm eventually going to focus on body weight exercises, weighted exercises. It's a journey. You're constantly building yourself. You're either losing the weight, you're gaining muscle, and just ultimately working towards becoming the best version of yourself physically. And there's no shame in that whatsoever. Don't ever let anybody tell you that it's okay to be fat and overweight, because it isn't. There's nothing amazing or beautiful about losing your breath going up the stairs or going for a short walk. That's actually embarrassing. So keep those in mind, keep your head down, and get the job done. With that being said, Have an awesome day.